DeShone, what do you think the identity of your offense will be this year? I mean, obviously the two quarterback situation throws a different slant on what it was last year, but as you compare and contrast what you guys did last year to what you think you will do this year, what are the similarities, what are the differences?
Right, so the similarities I'd say are we have a star at receiver in Torrey Hunter, and we're going to try to get the ball in his hand. But the cool thing about last year's team and about the Notre Dame offense and what Coach Kelly likes to do is that we don't truly have an identity. We don't set our protection to one guy. Every week we do something completely different to try to throw defensive coordinators off because we have the cerebral players to do so. So I kind of like to think that our identity is not having one. You never know if we're going to come out and throw for 50 passes a game, or if we're going to go out and throw the ball 10 times a game and hand it off. But with the talent that we have and the cognitive ability from the players to be able to go out and run different styles of offenses and touch different styles of things, and you can do a little bit of everything.
Will is such a big play guy, and I'm sure Torrey is too, but is he as much of a deep threat as Will Fuller was for you guys?
Will is special in his ability to adjust to the ball and put his body in between him and the ball and the defender. So to say that Torrey as well is completely different. Now Torrey has some other things that he's really good at. Coming from the slot receiver, he's learned to be fearless. He's learned to be able to run full speed into places where there's a lot of big guys. And with that, that's what you like your playmaker to have. We want to put the ball in his hands at all positions. Will's an outside receiver who like to get space from guys. Torrey's a guy who can do that as well as step inside and still run a crossing route, still run a slant.
Are some of your other young receivers, do they bring something to the equation that maybe you didn't have in the rotation at receiver last year?
Our backside receiver is going to average 6'5", 200 and some odd pounds. That's something that you've never seen before. These guys are all like Eifert in a sense. So to have those guys backside, we're going to have to get the ball in their hands as well. There's not a lot of corners out there who can guard a receiver like that, and we're going to have to exploit that side of the field too.
To a quarterback having that size?
Absolutely. Instead of throwing it down the field 80 yards for Will to run under it, I'll be able to put one high and outside and let a big guy go up and get it.
How about in the red zone with those guys?
Yeah, same idea. When you're down there and you're unsure, you have a safe go and putting the ball high and outside and allowing one of those big guys to come down for it.
How do you see the identity of this offense evolving, and maybe compare and contrast with what you've had last year? You were such a big play offense with Fuller, Pro-Size. Are you still that kind of offense, or do you see it evolving in a little bit of a different direction?
I think we have the capability to still be that. I think we obviously have a lot of talent on the outside with EQ, CJ Sanders, and all the other receivers. I think that it's going to be a little different in terms of we're going to have to be on our job at all times anymore. We're not going to have the guaranteed home run ball. We're not going to have that kind of thing. So we're going to have to grind some people out, and that's the way we like it, especially up front. So it makes games more fun, makes them challenging. But obviously we're going to run the same stuff that we did last year. We have a few other wrinkles, obviously, but nothing too dramatic has changed.